Hola mi amigos, soy Thingamajig. Buenas noches. Mucho gusto. Is there anyone on track? Let's have a look. There we go. Jay, that looks like the same. I don't know. He said he's had to change liver eyes because he's had to change his hard drive. Look at them all, bless them all. They were just waiting for me. I'm a bit slow tonight. I know. You know, I had this thing called dinner that I had to get out of the way. So yeah, the stream's late just because time's tough. From work to stream, it's very tight. Hello everyone, welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here this evening at the Decent Dragons Trail, the Gardens, and we are celebrating round 5 of the GT3 World Endurance Series 5. It's like it's perfect syncretism. It's really clever because it's season 5 and it's round 5, so they work. In the chat, Home6 saying good evening, Skyjack saying hi there, beautiful, hi guys, and Racer Brown saying hello, how are you? I'm good. I'm just running late as usual. I'm the slowest man in the VRC. I'm even late to the streams. Right, we've got a table for this. I think they're just about to start quali. This table's really interesting. JO having to do a bit of power shedding or whatever they call it last week has really turned the tables on its head. So Homesick Aliens leading on 66 points, and then we have JO in second, joint second, on 56 with Super Manny on 56. Really, Super Manny's ahead of him because he's won the last 2 races. Super Manny is on a resurgence like no other, I am telling you. So Super Manny and JO joint second. Guesty is in 3rd/4th on 52 points. Racer Brown's 5th on 49 points. Jim's 6th on 44 points. 7th for Shiren on 39 points. 8th for Jokers on 37 points. Bazza's 9th on 31 points. Ensign Newart's 10th on 26 points. Noxie's 11th on 25 points. Digital Blasphemy is 12th on 23 points. Bendit is 13th on 18 points. 14th is Normans on 10 points. Snorlax is 15th on 7 points. And Majid is 16th on 6 points. In the chat then, Jay saying Decent Dragons Trail is an understatement. The triple right-hander is perfect. It's the beautifulest corner in the game, in my opinion. It's just beautiful. It's just keep turning that car, man. Keep turning that car right. With tyre wear, it's probably awful. Right, this series, they have to qualify on racing hard tyres and start the race on racing hard tyres. They'll be qualifying for 10 minutes. That's what I'm going to say. And then race for 90 minutes subsequently. And then they have to start on those racing hard tyres. Then they have to use either the medium or the soft. They cannot double up on tyres until they've used all of the available compounds. And then it's all good to go. It's gravy after that. It's soft tyres all the way, baby. So, like I said, Superman's won the last 2 rounds of 4, with Homesick Alien winning the first round and Jay winning the second round. The championship could not be tighter. It's taut as a duck's butt. And there we see Racer Brown around now. He's not on his outlap now, he's on it. And we may as well watch it, haven't we? We're 34 seconds deep into his lap. We may as well go all the way. It looks like we're starting early morning. Sun's on its way up, or it's really early evening. Sun's on the way down. One or the other. They've got their headlights on. Someone's gone very wide in the background there. And it's a Racer Brown we're watching, 86. He's sitting 5th in the championship, but you can't count him out with 2 rounds remaining. The Dragons of Trail. This is the one he was talking about, the ever turning. Look at that, beautiful. And again, turn it once more. You can really floor it coming out of that one. Bite a lot of the curb, then you just want to fully blast it all the way up this straight. Heavy braking over the brow of a hill makes it very difficult. Braking here is okay, but then you lose the car here, and you're kind of blind looking at the next apex, just hoping you've pulled it in enough. flooring it again down another long straight. Oh, we got rain. Oh, that's unfortunate. It shouldn't have. Well, it has affected them quite quickly. Mrs. Guesty goes pole. Mrs. Guesty. Big bang boom. Mrs. Guesty on the racing hard tyres now. I guess they'll all be coming in for Inters. And the Inters might be faster than the racing hards, you don't know. But they're all setting times, and Mrs. Guesty is our fastest by 2/10. Supermanny second fastest in the Cognizant. Ooh, number 7. Jay is the third fastest. They're all getting a wiggle on round there in the rain. In the pace car, that looks all right, man. That looks not that different from what you were racing. It was more black, wasn't it, the other one? But that's cool. It's a nice car. Racer Brown in 4th. This is usually random. It's very random, the rain. And there's our second Cognizant car, Jim. He's having a cracking qualifying season. His races just, I don't know, they haven't come to... He did get a podium, so I don't want to talk too quick. But yeah, he's had a couple of disappointing, in his words, disappointing results so far in the GT3. He came in strong, he's looking strong. Just had some unfortunate happenings, like in the first round with the fuel not filling up. Homesick Alien, championship leader. And he wasn't expecting that against the 2 South Africans and Racer Brown on the roster. And Bazza 7th so far. Don't think they're going to go any faster, are they now? The rain's out. So in the chat, Pat saying, what's with the funny wet stuff? And Pat also saying, let's see if it lasts more than 5 minutes tonight. Oh no, someone did go faster. I do apologise. Jay's gone pole, so there is time out there on those racing hard tyres. He's gone 3/10 faster, and Jim's gone faster as well. Mrs. Guesty, second fastest. Sharen's gone faster. Supermanny is third fastest, 600ths behind Mrs. Guesty, and getting purple. So there is grip out there. It is doable. Racer Brown 4th fastest with Ensign New at 5th so far. Homesick Alien 6th fastest with Sharen 7th, only 8 thousandths of a second behind Homesick Alien's time. It looks like he's chasing, I want to say Jokus. Then, yeah, Jokus is 9th, Jim 8th, and Bazza 10th so far. Where's Ensign Ewart? Is he not in this championship? He should be. I missed him somewhere. So Jay is our pole sitter. Mrs. Guesty off to a great start, but a little ding there at the front end of the car has hampered her lap on this run. Supermanny, the absolute fire that is Supermanny at the moment. Superman, Racer Brown goes fastest of all, and that rain really hasn't slowed them down in any such way. Homesick Alien goes second fastest. Supermanny did go second fastest. Jay's just gone 4th fastest, and look at the time, 2.5 tenths to 400ths of a second to 6 thousandths of a second. And 4th place is only 3/10 off of pole. 5th then for Jim. Jim pulling one out of the bag there. Jokers goes 6th fastest in his Aston Martin. Mrs. Guesty down in 7th for the moment, but she's shaken off that ding, and she'll be back on it. Big Dan is in there. Look, Ensign New at 6th. Sorry, Big Dan, I overlooked you somewhere. But Big Dan is there in the Rich Energy Aston Martin, 6th fastest, a second slower than Jim's time. The sun's blaring now, isn't it? It's going to be lovely and dry come the end of this this quali. There'll be no rain at all, and they'll be smashing some times out. Bazza's gone up to 5th fastest now. He's finding a bit of grip with those racing hard tyres. And yes, they're all getting some good times out there. Racer Brown at the moment, coming up the hill to those tight corners that I said about. Losing the car over this dip and then just not being able to see the apex of that corner. Makes those a tricky couple of corners. Heading down the hill towards the line. Is this faster? Of course it is. Nearly a second and a half faster. Unbelievable stuff there from Racer Brown. Who's next to cross the line? Supermanny. He goes faster, but not fast enough. Homesick also going faster, but J-double-O pace. It might look different, but the pace is the same. Mrs. Guesty finds a bit more time and goes 5th fastest, taking it away from the Baz and Nater. Jimbo's found a bit of time, but he can only manage 7th to nearly 3/10 behind Barry, and Jokus just clipping Ensign Hewitt's wings there. No, I tell a lie, because Big Dan came back as big as bad as ever, and he's now 6th fastest, about 2.5 off of the Alien, and 0.02 of a second ahead of 7th place Mrs. Guesty. J-double-O at the moment, then 3/10 of a second to the better of Racer Brown. Supermanny doesn't need pole, doesn't need such things as poles and fastest laps. Oof, that's some lag. Because he has 2 wins under his belt, and he's looking for win number 3 tonight. And he was purple as he went over that sector. We're sticking around. Room's a bit jumpy, isn't it? That's just the way it is with GT7. It's the GT7 shuffle. We're getting used to it now. And Supermanny then stutters his way across the line and takes pole. Great stuff. There you go. We missed about 3% of your lap because you bounced. Supermanny then is fastest. J-double-O goes, oh, he doesn't actually beat his time. His Aston Martin looks terrific. I don't know what he's done with the front end, but he's made it look really curvy. He's hid the grill, I suppose, the big fat ugly grill, so it makes it look quite sexy actually. Now you hide the grill. It's the final lap. It's the final countdown. Mrs. Guesty proving her dominance. She's crossed the line as fastest person. Supermanny so far is 2nd. Big Dan's crossed the line. Is that him done for 7th? It is. And Racer Brown, Homesick, Alien, J-double-O, Sharon put a good time in there for 3rd, and that was him over and done with. And there's, so what we got then, Bazza is still on a run. He can still make a difference here. He's coming up to the line, and I don't think that's making any difference. No, that lap alone is not going to make much difference. Jim finished in 8th, 7th then, so it's these likely lads then, and I think it's Supermanny who is ahead on track. Yes, Supermanny is ahead on track, and then I think it's J-double-O. Then we've got to flick to Homesick or Racer Brown, and I've got no idea anymore. Oh, and he's hanging it out over the curbs. Totally dry track now. As Supermanny heads towards the line, can he reclaim pole from Mrs. Guesty? He does, he does. Now we've got to quickly jump to J-double-O, who comes up to the line. He gets pole. Homesick Alien's going slow, so let's have a look at Racer Brown. Racer Brown, he's not gone any faster, so J-double-O at the very dead there gets pole position ahead of Supermanny. Let me quickly show you those results then. J-double-O pace. It's a double South African at the front row is locked out. They've put their flags firmly on the front row here at Dragon's Trail, and it's J-double-O from Supermanny by 1/100th of a second. Mrs. Guesty on the 2nd row ahead of the Russian sensation. Then 5th place for Homesick Alien ahead of Racer Brown in 6th. Ensign Hewitt in 7th. Jim got 8th with Bazza in 9th and Jokus in 10th. And it's hats off to all of them. They were tricky conditions out there. Tricky conditions. Oh, I can change their nicknames. I pressed the wrong button. I can't change their nicknames, obviously. And here we go then. Now, whereabouts is it going to put me on the grid? Because it says we've had 2 incidences where it said someone who's in the middle of the pack is on pole, and it's really freaked me out. So shall we see? Oh, please remember. Please, just one small thing. Just let them remember what settings I prefer. So J-double-O on pole. I'll take it back. It's all right. That's a nice looking grid. And we're waiting for the lights here for round 5. of Season 5 of the GT3 World Endurance Series. And it's a great start. Jay looked, the Superman, he looked a bit slow there, but Jay flying off the block. Mrs. Guesty there with Sharon alongside. Sharon's going for the inside. Racer Brown from the middle of nowhere absolutely starts one up the inside of Mrs. Guesty. Rude, if you ask me. Homesick Alien also looking to get involved in the midst of that stuff, and it's a crazy thing going on. JOO leads. Oh, Sharon looks like he's lost the car. Sharon's lost the car. We've got a golden black car in the background. I think he's Ensign Newer also got the shaky shakes. JOO leads from Super Manny. They're all on racing hard tyres with, oh, it's a bit damp out there. Look, Racer Brown's up into third with Sharon grabbing it again in fourth. Mrs. Guesty in fifth with Homesick Alien and Ensign Newer side by side trying to find traction on a wetting track. Now, is it going to be like qualifying and dry up very quick? They've got radars. They can probably see that the rain's not going to be here for long. Jim slipped to the back in the wet conditions, and it's JOO from Super Manny who's having to take a lot of pressure from the Russian sensation up the inside of Racer Brown. What a beautiful move. Racer Brown looked like he just sat off the accelerator there a little bit, didn't want to get into trouble, and Sharon seized the moment to nip it in there. And Super Manny around the outside. What is Sharon? Oh, Sharon's on soft tyres. Oh, I don't think the rules are that they have to start racing hards, but usually they don't have time to change to softs. But Sharon's got in there, got on the softs, and look at him annihilating the field early doors in the wet, damp conditions, should I say. Mrs. Guesty holding fire, but Racer Brown having a good look. Where did Racer Brown go? Behind Mrs. Guesty. Mrs. Guesty then holding ground from Racer Brown. Homesick Alien is there and thereabouts to cause trouble and mischief. He is on the tail of this bonanza ahead. Look at it. Look at it in all its glory. Baz is up into 7th with Ensign Newer down into 8th there. And in the chat, Pat saying 0.01 second. Wow, that's close. Mama Homesick saying, evening thingy, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Pat saying, be on softs as well. Oh, there you go. And Pat saying, and Homesick. Oh, I missed that. Good one, Pat. Good one, Pat. Yes, there's a few of them opted to go for soft tyres here, and it makes it very racy, doesn't it? Very racy. Oh, Racer Brown is out. And I feel a fool because I said they'll start on the racing hards. But I do remember in round 1 we had the whole debate, and I think, yeah, if they've got time to change their tyres, they can change their tyres. And yeah, Super Manny at the moment paying the price on those racing hards, but JOO not having any problems whatsoever. Mrs. Guesty also on the racing softs. Yeah, everyone looks like they've gone for racing softs, with Racer Brown on the softs as well as Super Manny on those hards, keeping Homesick Alien hanging around the outside, but it's only a matter of time, Super Manny, with Homesick Alien, sorry, on those soft tyres. Then we have the Baz, he's on hard tyres, Jim's on hard tyres, Ensign Newer's on hard tyres, Jokers is on hard tyres, and Sharen's picked up a bit of damage at the back, and he's at the back. Unbelievable stuff. I don't even think we can get a replay. I've left it too long thinking about it. See? Oh, we had damage at the front and the back. Looks like a spinner to me. So JOO, but Mrs. Guesty on fire. And I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, but I want Guesty in the chat to prove that's not him behind that wheel. Because Mrs. Guesty, you are on fire. Leading the race, taking the move on JOO. JOO on those hard tyres has nothing to offer up, and Racer Brown is on the position as well. He's on J6, and the hard tyres falling off here as Homesick Alien already dismantled of Super Manny. Baz is up to 6th on his hard tyres, having a cracker. And Jim, we saw him right at the back. He's up to 7th already. Ensign Newer in 8th. These guys are having a lovely close battle. Sharen's got it all to do again on those soft tyres to fight his way through the field. And Joker struggling on the hard tyres on the drying track. I haven't got my goggles, Pat. Give me a second. We've got Pat Chat. Thought you were racing. It's Tuesday, isn't it? You're meant to be. Oh, you race at 9, don't you? Pat then says it's got 85 on the side. Hasn't Mrs. G got a different number? Hey, you might be onto something there. I'm not sure. I don't pay that much attention. I'm not sure, Pat, but you might be right. Oh, little knock there from Racer Brown. Racer Brown now up into second, sorry. JOO down into third with Homesick Alien hunting him down next. Interesting stuff. It's going to be... I mean, these guys, they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. If you think about it, they've put the softs on early doors, helping them out now for track position, but later on, they're going to have to run the hard tyre when Super Manny and JOO and the rest of the field are going to be on softs. So they've got to make it count now while they can. Mrs. Guesty may have had a different... I could even check with... It still says Mrs. Guesty is the nickname. I want to say it's Mrs. Guesty. I want to believe that it's Mrs. Guesty, so don't ruin it for me. Come on, Mrs. Guesty. Racer Brown in second. Got a long time till refueling. Here's Jay having to deal with a Homesick Alien up the inside. Homesick Alien really trying to floor it on the wet side of the track. And JOO keeps his position for now. As Homesick Alien takes the pressure all the way to him. I think Pat's been doing some snooping. And Pat says, not racing tonight. Autopolis in the rain. No thanks. Even on the short track. Hey, Pat, it's the spice of life. You've got to have a go at everything. And Homesick all up and into JOO's business. He's almost climbing in the boot of that Aston Martin. You see how much space he's got in the back there? Because I imagine they're quite spacious around the back end. They're big bulbous things, aren't they? So you'd expect a bit of space in that boot. Homesick Alien again on those soft tyres. Getting some good traction out of the corners. He may be fuel saving, you know, as he's caught up behind the hard tired Jay. Jay having a bit of a wobble over the curves there, but Homesick Alien is getting purples. He's going fast. So it just goes to show how much pace Jay's getting out of those hard tyres and how impressive it really is. Remember, Jay and Super Manny even on points in the championship in second place. Super Manny's got 2 wins under his belt, where Jay's only got 1. Oh, very tight there, very tight for the Alien, having to try and slow down his Aston Martin, and he's got to be kind of concerned that Jay might be trying to back him into Super Manny. Super Manny only 1.5 seconds. He was 1.8 seconds behind. So Homesick Alien being caught up behind Jay is starting to give advantage to Super... Oh no, it's back to 1.9 now. Guesty then 4.3 seconds. Gordon Bennett on a plate of daffodils. That is cracking stuff. So Guesty 4.4 seconds ahead of Racer Brown, whom is 2.7 seconds against the hard J. Don't forget he's got big hards on. And the Homesick Alien dogging him all the way around. Super Manny holding 5th with the hard tyres. Shiren has come through. God, we should have watched him, shouldn't he? Bazza still holding 7th, but Jimbo is a threat. Jimbo looming large in Bazza's window. You can even give him a wave. All right, mate. With Ensign Ewart in 9th, and Jokus slipping back a little bit there, but it's Guesty at the moment, 4.2 seconds ahead of Racer Brown, with Homesick Alien finally getting the job done, and he is past a JOO. And now the big question is, well, I think it's going to be fuel, not tyres. There are going to be issues here because the soft tyres don't seem to be doing too bad. Guesty's about halfway through his fuel. Racer Brown getting to his halfway point, not quite there yet. Homesick Alien a little better than the 2 in front. JOO similar to the Aliens, but he's on a hard tyre, so he's not burning it. Super Manny a little less than them 2. This is fuel I'm talking about. Shiren just above the halfway mark. And I thought we saw a pit stop. We did. Jim coming in. He's going to get rid of the hard tyres. He has decided. He's used half a tank up. We're on lap 6. We're 10 minutes into a 90-minute race. And Jim and Jokus both deciding to get shots of the hard tyre. Getting rid of the hard tyre so early on, which means they may be not penalised, but they're going to be on the back foot because they're going to have to probably make a pit stop more, possibly. I don't know, because I don't know how the pit stops. Obviously, 10 minutes, he had half a tank. He probably could have gone to 20 minutes in the race. Maybe he's doing a short stint at the beginning there, getting rid of those hards. Maybe he just wasn't comfortable with the hard tyre. And Guesty at the moment, Mrs. Guesty, is destroying it. Destroying the fastest laps, pulling 5.5 seconds away from the brown. And he's 3.6 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Then we have JOO being caught very closely by Super Manny, and it's too far away. Darned. Caught 5 cars coming around that corner. It was awesome. There we go. We've got Shiren, and Baz is too far away as well. 10 seconds. What's going on down here then? Jim's had a pit stop. And Joker's had a pit stop. Joker's gone for mediums, as has the Jim, and Ensign Ewer is only half a second behind the Baz. And he's, oh no, that's Guesty. What the blighters is going on here? Keyboard issues. So on board with Ensign Ewer in 8th place, chasing down the Baz in a very similar looking car to his own. And they're not teammates, ironically. Just both decided to turn up with gold and black. Oh, Ensign's reary derriere there, wanting to step away from him. Reactions like a cat. Jesus. Praise be. Whoa, and again with the back end, Drifting Dan has brought himself out of the box. And he's down in 8th, and he's decided that the Aston may showing off. Come on, Dan, take it serious, man. So, Big Baz had an off, and he's off. He had a small off, and then had an off. So, Bazza... Oh, Baz, should I do it? Of course I should. Where's this? That's lap 2. Jesus, when did I press Z? Well, I don't know what that was for, but it's not... that. I didn't press Z obviously properly. Baz got off the hook. So Baz losing the rear end of his car. And now he's 4.7 seconds. Is he going to throw it into the pits? Because he's got to worry about Jim and Jokus trekking on in behind him on medium tyres. No, he's staying with it. He's staying with it. Mrs. Guesty or Guesty, whomever knows, oh sorry Pat, I think I missed one of your chats, I might not have though, is 5.4 seconds, oh no, it's still the same one, ahead of Mr. Brown. We're way up, now we've got chat. It's Mrs. Guesty. I wish it was me, but I'm not this fast. It's Mr. Guesty racing. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'll take it. It's just showing off. I had a terrible thought. I'm going to say it. Flash him. See if it makes him go off the road. He needs a distraction. Whip him out. What is it? What's that song on TikTok? Get him out for the boys. Whatever. I can't remember. Women out with no ditties. I can't remember it. Well, I'll learn it for next stream. I'll learn with the whip out ditties or whatever it is. So it is Mr. Guesty. Mrs. Guesty, yeah, but he wears tyres out a lot worse than you do, Mrs. Guesty. You got a softer touch in the corners. Your tyres stay together a lot better. He just burns through them like a crazy man. So it's Guesty out there with Racer Brown chasing, Homesick Alien in 3rd, but don't forget the threat. The double threat of JOO and Super Manny getting their hard run out of the way early doors, and they're not that far behind. Well, they're 17 seconds behind Guesty. Oh, I've got maps. I can tell you what a pit stop is. I think Talleyrand actually drove in and out of all the pits to give us a rough idea. Without tyres and fuel, it's 17 seconds. And tyres are around about 30 seconds, I think he said. So 17 seconds is a pit stop without fuel. So if Guesty wants to go in and not get any fuel, he can get back out ahead of the South Africans. Racer Brown making a race of it. Tyres not as bad as Guesty's, but they're getting on their way. Homesick Alien, he's looking after his set of tyres. I think he's looking after his fuel. No, he's got similar fuel to Racer Brown. So Racer Brown and Homesick barely call it between their fuel. Guesty's burning a little bit more. And then we have JWO's burnt a lot more than the three ahead of him. And Super Manny as well. These two, I thought they'd save it a bit on the hard tyres, but they've seemed to have burnt their fuel a little more. Sharon, the comeback kid, we saw him at the back with damage akimbo on his car, and he's fought his way back up into 6th place with those soft tyres. Ensign Ewart we saw taking 7th. Oi, he's drifting every corner. He's having fun. We saw him taking Bazza's position with Bazza having an off, then an off. And Jim has had a pit stop, put some mediums on, filled right up, and he's used a quarter of that tank already. I tell you what, the Dragon's Trail track is a fuel guzzler of a track. I suppose there's a fair few straights along there. And Guesty absolutely peacocking it out there, but his tyres are getting to the end of their life. Racer Brown still a little more fighting that dog yet, and Homesick Alien holding ground 32.6, 32.0. He's lost half a second that lap alone as the Alien to the Racer Brown. And Guesty 31s. The man's an animal. Not even with a pair of boobs flapping in front of him can the man be distracted. Look at him. Superman-y holding it strong against... No, Superman-y's got JWO. I apologise. Oh my gosh. Oh my G's. It's already happened. Darned it. But Superman-y's on fire, isn't he, eh? Superman-y, go on. With JWO pushing him along. Sharon is catching him. He's not that far behind him, is he, on those soft tyres? Car 69 is absolutely cooking with gas. Ensign Ewart in 7th place, and he's 7 seconds ahead of the Baz. 25 seconds, that's the cost of the hard tyres, unless you're South African, and the hard tyres don't comply to you. But Ensign Ewart, Bazza, and the rest of them are some 26 seconds behind Sharon. And then the Baz having a bit of an off. His fuel's getting low. How's Ensign's fuel? Well, his fuel's fine because he's just drifting through all the corners. He's not using accelerator. Jimbo, who recently pitted, 13 seconds behind Baz. It's going to be tough. That was who he was racing. He was behind Ensign and Baz. So this early stop, I'm guessing, is to try and jump the two of them ahead of him. And Guesty is into the pits. Guesty's into the pits. What's the rest of the crew going to do? Mr. Brown stays out. Homesick Alien stays out. Will the South Africans take this opportunity to get rid of the hard tyre? No, they stay out. They stay out. Interesting indeed. Sharon also staying at par for the course. And Guesty then comes out of the pits. I can't get on him. There you go. Guesty out of the pits, just ahead of Ensign. Just ahead. 52 seconds ahead of Ensign Ewart. And only a second and a half behind Sharon, who is yet to pit. So, and Guesty gone for the medium tyre, cold mediums. And it looked like they were struggling in that corner. Just in case people are not sure, Mrs. Guesty, I'm just going to say they and stuff like that, and then they won't know. Bazza's into the pits. His fuel was a flash in. So this is Racer Jim 66. getting one position back there, who he's chasing down. So that's ticked that box. Just Ensign Ewart to go. Ensign Ewart goes faster than he's gone before, 34.6, with Jim doing banging 33s. Guesty having an absolute humdinger of a race at the moment. He's out there in 6th place, but pitted and put some medium tyres on. Racer Brown leads, but he's nearly lost that front right-hand tyre. Did a 33.1 last time out. Homesick Alien 32.4, so Racer Brown's pace is still good. No, it's not, sorry. He's nearly 6/10 off of the Aliens. The Alien looked after his tyres a bit better though, hasn't he? A little bit. Someone else pitting, the South African J00, with Super Manny staying out there. And Jay, I would have done what Super Manny done, because whatever he's doing it right at the moment, with 2 wins in the last 2 rounds. And Super Manny using those hard tyres up, where the 2 guys ahead of him, Homesick and Race Brown, have not. Jay's gone to a set of mediums, and Shiren is ready for a pit stop, which Guesty will be pleased about. Now, Jay pitted, didn't he? Jay did pit, and he came out behind Guesty, which I suppose he would. 22 seconds, though. That's a bigger gap than I thought. Now they're on the same tyre. Jay's got to really put some killer laps in for when he does his soft run later in this race. Ensign Ewart still on the hards, but the fuel is a flashing. Jim, who's gained big grounds on Baz. Baz's end, he must have had a spin on his outlap, surely. Surely a spin on his outlap, maybe not. Has ended up behind Joker, so Joker's managing to jump Bazza as well with that earlier pit stop. But they will have to pay for it later in the race. Fuel is critical around here. And Shiren in as we thought he may be. Guesty moves up to 4th. And Shiren really is in a strange race, because he dropped to the back, didn't he? He had to fight through all the hard guys to get back up to 6th place. And I suppose 6th is the best he's hoping for, but he'll be on those hard tyres. And the guys like Ensign, Jim, and the Baz Jokers behind him are going to be vying for blood. So Jay DeBlow then gets ahead of Shiren, and Guesty has split, because no, Superman pitted? No, Superman's still not pitted, sorry. It's going to be tight. He goes wide into that corner. His tyres must be starting to hurt. With Racer Brown, they're all, well, Racer Brown's got no tyre left at the front there. He did 35.5 last time out. You know, one asks if he's even losing time. He is losing more time by not pitting, but he wants the fuel, I guess. Distance versus speed in these endurance races, and I'm guessing Racer Brown is giving up a bit of speed to try and get distance on that fuel tank to go as deep into this race as he possibly can. We're at nearly 23 minutes, and he goes in. Homesick Alien has got a slither, but he also goes in, and Super Manny also. That's it, I think, guys. 23.5 minutes is the best you're going to get out of an Aston Martin. There's no one else. Yeah, his fuel's on the edge as well, Ensign Ewart. So everyone in except for Guesty, who's going to retake the lead. There they go. Sweet. Now, how far behind is Jay from the rest of the crowd? And the battle between Homesick and Racer Brown. Racer Brown giving up a lot of pace at the end there. He's gone to a set of mediums. He's out on track, 11 seconds behind Guesty, and Homesick Alien on his toes. But Homesick's opted for... Oh dear. There's been a mistake in the pits, or we're getting a wrong reading, because as I'm reading it, Homesick Alien's on another set of racing softs. Racer Brown's gone to mediums. Guesty's on the mediums. JWO's on the mediums. Super Manny has gone to softs. Whoa, cold softs, that is. And Shiren grabs the position from him. Nippy, thank you very much. And Super Manny getting caught out by those cold tyres on his outlap. Jim has done the impossible with that early pit stop. has jumped Ensign and Bazza. Ensign on the way out, though, on a set of soft tyres. And Bazza, no, he was on the softs as well, but he couldn't gain the ground. He'd lost already on Ensign Ewer. Jokus in the fight as well down there on the medium. Still yet to use soft tyres. So what go on with the alien? What do we think? What do we think? Has there been a mistake? Are we reading the wrong readings? I could go to his YouTube channel, see if he's streaming, to see what his screen says. That does seem fair, doesn't it? Because he's gone around. He's gone past the pits. He was on the softs, wasn't he? Was he not on the softs? I question my own existence sometimes, so it's quite viable that he could have been on some other's tyre at the beginning. Yeah, he says he's on softs right up Racer Brown's Jack's side. So Mama Homesick saying Homesick on racing softs. Yeah, I know. I thought he started on the racing softs as well. And you meant to change to a different compound at each pit stop. That's why I was questioning why he's got another set of racing softs on. But I would say it's me, not. And there we see Racer Brown trying to defend from the alien, and Mama Homesick saying, and was on racing softs last time. Now that could be an issue. That could be an issue. I'm not sure. I thought the rules were they had to change to a different set of tyres for the first 3 sets, but I might be wrong. Now I know if he'd just gone round and into the pits straight away to rectify the issue, then there's no penalty served. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that one is, or what's quite going on there. Tough to read. Guesty, meanwhile, leads this race. Set of mediums, but only by 3.2 seconds. Racer Brown has really caught up. Guesty have an off. Oh, look at that, a 43. Lost 10 seconds on lap 16. And Jokus has left. Oh no, Jokus, we're barely into the race, man. We're only 1/3 into it, not even. Racer Brown on his way, finding some great pace, chasing down Guesty. Homesick alien, question mark. Shiren's up to 4th, my God, and Shiren's gone for another set of softs. Then maybe it's me, maybe the rule has been changed about the tyre. JOO's on mediums. Super Manny has gone to a set of softs from hards. Jim went to mediums from hards. Ensign Ewart went to softs from hards. Bazza went to softs from hard tyres. But it seems like Shiren and Homesick have both done a double stint of racing softs, which I'm not sure you can do, but I may be wrong. JOO, this is when you need Pat. Pat, chat, where's you gone, Pat? Super Manny then is ahead of Jay. I think we saw the tail of something looking quite fruity. Shiren then up into 4th place, 10 seconds behind Homesick Alien, who's side by side with the Brown, going for 2nd place, and he just about edges it with Racer Brown skirting around the background there and trying to find grip on those racing mediums, and it's Homesick Alien then up and into 2nd place.
It negates the tyre rules.
They didn't go to wets though. No one went to wets or intermediates. Maybe it does then. Maybe it does. Pat saying maybe because it was wet at the start, it negates the tyre rule. You know, that is technically, that could be true, you know. They may have funked that one around. No one put inters or wets on, but it was a wet track. So, and it looks like it's going to get wetter because it's gone gloomy suddenly. So, yeah, Pat, I think you're right. I think Shiren and Homesick Alien have said it was wet. It's wet, the tyre rules don't matter. Interesting. Oh, it's going to be one. It's going to be one that's decided in the stewards' room. The stewards have got to have another conversation, and I don't think there really is a conversation to have. They're right. It was a wet race at the beginning. And Guesty then is leading this race. 3.1 seconds. Homesick Alien. This is interesting. Well, he's a clever boy, isn't he? He's a clever boy. Him and Shiren. No, he doesn't make a tyre error. Mama Homesick saying it's not like Homesick to make a tyre error. No, I think it's like Pat said. The race started wet, even though no one used inters or wets, but it was a wet track. So they could argue at the end of the race, him and Shiren could argue that the tyre rules were negated through the wetness. There was water on the track, which means the tyre rule went out the window. It's cool. I like it. What a twist. So, Guesty leads. Homesick Alien in second place. Racer Brown in third. Shiren in fourth. With Super Maddie in fifth. JOO in sixth. And Jim, he hasn't used the softs, so he'll come in and use the softs, but we're all singing off the different hymn sheet here. And Homesick Alien and Shiren has opened all our eyes to the fact these guys don't even really need to use mediums or hards. In the chat, Pat saying it's just up to the individual to make the most of the opportunities. There you go. Put that on a poster. So Jim's into the pits. He did pit first with Jokus. Jokus we've lost. Guesty on their medium tyres. Didn't need to use the mediums, Guesty. With Homesick Alien catching. It's brains versus pace here. And the brains are winning. Racer Brown 2 seconds adrift, doing the math. He's in the cockpit now, thinking, that's not wrong, is it? He's having the same realisation as I am here in the commentary box. Well, I didn't even have the realisation. Pat pointed it out to me, because I didn't even give that a thought. But yeah, it was wet. Tyre rules are negated. Homesick Alien and Shiren have done nothing wrong. Superb. So Shiren 8 seconds adrift of Racer Brown. And it does look like it's going to rain anyway, so it might be totally mute. Oh, wiggle there from Guesty, but there's no moisture on the track, judging by the gauge. And Homesick Alien absolutely destroying it there. 32s, late 32 that last time. And Guesty only managing 33s out of those medium tyres. It's very gloomy out there. The headlights have come on. And I'm surprised we're not seeing those windscreen wipers move. It looks that gloomy. Racer Brown bazzes into the pits. That's a tricky time to make a pit. Well, they've got maps. What am I saying? Baz has killed those softs already. It doesn't seem like that long ago he made a pit stop. So there is a reason some of them might not want to use softs. Look at that. Is it not raining? Let's get on board with Homesick Alien. The windscreen wiper's not going, but man alive, it's gloomy. It's hanging in the air as he makes his way down the straight. Homesick Alien winning the first round this season. He's leading the championship, and man alive, this would be a huge boost to the Alien. Huge boost if he can get a win here. And Super Manny into the pits. Super Manny into the pits already. What? Has he seen something? Has he seen something? Is he going to go? What's Baz gone? Baz has gone for racing mediums. So no, he didn't see anything on his radar. That seems he's gone intermediates. Super Manny senses there's something in the air, and he's gone to intermediates. It seems way too early. No water on the track, but Super Manny fancies getting a jump on these guys, and we'll see. That's interesting stuff. Guesty is leading 2 seconds from the Alien. Alien has lost a little time to Guesty there. Racer Brown's in the shout. The top three after 34 minutes are still in punching distance. JOO staying out there on the medium tyres. 10 seconds adrift of the leaders. Well, 14 seconds of the leader, 10 seconds from third. Shiren on the fight, but his softs are getting used up pretty fast. Super Manny making that bold statement by going on to the intermediate tyre. when there's no rain. It's stunning stuff. We'll see how that turns out. He's got 20 seconds to play for Ensign Ewart, and Ensign Ewart is no friend of the soft tyre. Say he barely used the hard tyre, he's really used the soft up. Jimbo, he's on the softs now, looking after him nicely. Now Baz is back into the pits again. Is he going for an intermediate? He's only just put the racing medium on. And now JWO's coming in. Is there a flurry out there? Is there a flurry? I can't see any rain. I can't see any rain, but everyone is jumping in. So I'm guessing the radar says the rain is coming. JWO's into the pits. Superman on those intermediates. I've never seen anything like it. Never seen it. JWO's out onto an intermediate as well. Jim's on the soft. Baz has gone to intermediate. These guys are definitely seeing something the rest of us cannot see. Guesty leads from Homesick Alien. Racer Brown in third, and we've got some early guys gone on to the intermediate tyre, even though there is no actual rain. And you know, I would say don't trust those weather maps. Look out your window, and if you can't see droplets, then don't put intermediates on. That's my advice. So in the chat then, Pat saying racing drivers will always find a way around the rules. Pat also says just up to the individual to make the most of their opportunities. Skyjacker saying it's crazy, and Pat saying surely drivers now using inters or wets definitely negates the rules with tyres. That could be an irrelevant point soon though. Here it comes, look at it, downpouring, my god. Jay and Superman, oh, it's a heavy one, and Jay and Superman and the Baz were on the ball, weren't they? They really saw this one coming. They read it, although Superman had to kill a certain amount of his inters there to make that dream a reality. And in the chat then, Skyjacker, wow, have you ever seen a race like it, people? Unbelievable stuff. And Skyjacker saying this is poop about not seeing radar in spectating. We need to see if we can find a way to have ability to see radar. That would be nice, but it also adds a little element to it. Like, I didn't know why people were going into inters. I had to surmise that their teams were seeing something. And here we go. Guesty's still on the medium tyres out there with Homesick Alien on the softs. And we are into intermediate territory now. It's the gauge has got up to the first line. And Racer Brown gingerly making his way around. He's lost a lot of time. 46 seconds. Not 46 seconds, but he did a 46-second lap before. So that's nearly 12 seconds slower than his lap. Why are you going on the curbs? Oh, he's on the inters. He pitted. Sorry. Wow, he managed to get into the pits. He didn't fuel, though. He got into the pits before Sharon caught him up, and Sharon no grip on an old set of softs in the wet. Sharon finds there is no grip. And Jay, he's got a lot of ground to make up. Racer Brown really saved that nicely, didn't he? Got in, got the minters, didn't lose a position. Homesick Alien going for the fight. And that rain is still bucketing down, and these two, crazy, they carried on, and they've got to the first corner. Homesick Alien and Guesty, both of them find out no grip whatsoever, and now they can't get their first gear engaged, and I could have told them that. And here comes a Racer Brown, Captain Sensible, around the first corner. Hello Homesick, and hello Guesty. Dun, 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 dun. Captain Sensible. More yellow flags for people who have decided to drive in the wet on used racing mediums. And Homesick Alien as well, trying to find the groove. Hey, what's this? JWO and Superman, who were on the correct tyres, catching. Why did they try and go round again? Why did they try and go? Oh my word, they must have thought there was more grip than what they had. And now JWO is right there giving Homesick Alien a little wave. He's like, hello, fancy seeing you here, and fancy seeing you go there. Ensign's into the pits. Ensign Ewart, he stayed out on the softs for too long as well. Mad. Oh no. Oh, Jim's not on the right tyre either. Oh my word, Racer Brown's caught damage. He may have got the lead, but he's bashed something along the way, and JWO cruises past Guesty, who's limping back to the pits. And here comes Super Manny. And my word, what a flutter of excitement. Homesick Alien totally struggling at the top of the hill. Sharon as well struggling to get back. And we're oh, Ensign, you've put mediums on. Oh, the wipers have stopped. Oh, they're trying to sit it out. Oh my gosh, what a weird scenario. Yes, because the rain stopped. The wipers, it was a flutter. It was a flutter at best. And I can see now why Guesty and Homesick stayed out, because it's going to dry up pretty soon, I reckon. So, in the chat, Skyjack says, it's only cost you got spongy between the ears, though. Gusty and Alien trying to Lando impersonation. It was, yeah, they should get the Lando award. My word, Guesty's gone in now, but I mean, it stopped raining, so what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Homesick's cracking on. He says, no, screw it. I'll get round. I'll get round, and I'll be on the right tyres in 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It's still too wet for soft tyres, though. You got to drive what's on the track. That's what they all say. And Guesty's gone onto a set of soft tyres. As I say, you've got to drive to the track. Oh, my word. Sharen's still cracking on, though. They're cracking on. Bless them. Super Manny, he was in first, wasn't he? He was on it. And Racer Brown got a right sneaky one in there. I don't know how he managed that. Right under our noses. Racer Brown, you cheeky so-and-so. And the Homesick Alien sticking with the dries, as is Sharon, as is Guesty, but Guesty's put a fresh set of softs on and is chasing down Ensign Newitt. He's gone for mediums. He went in when it was like right at the time for inters. He's breaking into the first corner. He makes it, though. He makes it, so there is some grip out there. No, he doesn't. He doesn't make it. Oh. And Bazza, he went intermediates, but he's 38 seconds behind Ensign, but Ensign having that excursion just then is going to make life a lot easier for him. Bazza, that is, to catch. I love that Skyjack of the Lando. Oh, he nearly won that race as well. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? I wonder if he still wakes up with nightmares. So, Ensign Newitt picked up a bit of damage, but he is quite a way ahead of the Baz. The Baz just not getting that Aston Martin alight today. And Jimbo staying out there on those soft tyres as well. He tried to ride out the rain and paid the price, as many of them have done. Racer Brown leads 8.8 seconds ahead of J00, with Super Manny 4 seconds to the worst of him. Then Homesick Alien cracking on, but those tyres are going to be buggered anyway. But the track is, it's not even drying out much, to tell you the truth. Guesty gingerly making their way around, with Sharon as well. Oh my word, we've got some brave boys out there, haven't we? And Ensign Newitt sticking with those mediums. And it's probably the right thing, because it looks like the inters now are giving Bazza nothing. He's getting now out those inters, where Jim is starting to gain big gains from Big Jim. So, Homesick Alien, will the tyres come back to him? Can he start making gains? He's lost 31 seconds on Racer Brown. And he's 18 seconds behind Super Manny. Can he get back on the podium? Interesting. Is it an interesting race? Guesty's managed to get past Sharon. We missed it. We could try, but I can't see that we've got it. He's already done it, hasn't he? Yeah, Sharon's already behind him. Ooh, Guesty on the edge. Remember, at the beginning of this race, 43 odd minutes ago, when Guesty was absolutely owning it, no one could get anywhere near him. Happy days. This race is epic. So Racer Brown leads. He's on the intermediates. J00 is in second. He's on the intermediates. Super Manny is third. He's on the intermediates. Their lap times: 38.9 for Racer Brown last time around. J00 a 37.1. Super Manny a 37.5. Homesick Alien a 39.4. So the intermediate still faster than Homesick Alien at the moment. Guesty a 37.0, slightly faster, are we going to say, than the inters. Sharen's gone in. What's he going to do? Interesting. Well, he's got to go dry, hasn't he? Because the tyre it's stopped raining. Ensign Newer 45s. So the Inters are a bit faster, and 42s there for the Baz, who's being caught by a Jim. He did a 39.7 last time around on his soft tyre. Oof. 38.9s then. Wow. 36.8. He's getting better times now. It's drying out. But it's down to these dry runners. It's going to drop, isn't it? It's going to drop. Oof. It's nearly dry under that. Well, it's under a bridge. That's why I answered my own question then. Homesick Alien then. This is he's what, looking for 36s? 36s, they're still on the same pace as the intermediates. If he drops under 36, he's laughing. 35.9, it's close, isn't it? 36.8, it's nearly a second. So yes, you'd say the race coming back to the dry runners. And do the leaders have enough in the pocket? They'd want to come in now, wouldn't they, really? Really, if they don't want to lose to the dry runners behind them, these guys have got to come in, and it looks like Supermanny's tyres are ready for that anyway. 37.8 for Supermanny, 37.2 for Jay, and 36.8 for Racer Brown. Homesick Alien managed a 35.9. Guessed it a 32.7. That is dangerous. That is it. That would be all you need to know. And they wouldn't know that, I suppose. Sharon did a pit stop, so we're not sure. Ensign at 37.1. Jim's passed the Baz. Yeah, Baz has had to come in and change his inters. So these leaders, they're going to have to come in. They're just losing way too much time to the people on track. And they're going to, when they do finally make a pit stop, be miles behind them. And this is, no, Racer Brown's gone by. Racer Brown's gone by. This is crazy. Crazy. So's JOO and so is Superman. No, Superman is coming in. I mean, his tyres are done. But Superman, he knows the threat behind. Homesick Alien then continuing on with the softs. Guessed he did pit, but hasn't lost that much time to Homesick. Look, because Homesick had to fight his way round a wet track. And Supermanny then into the pits, was the first one to put the inters on. He's the first one, well, he wasn't the first one to go back to dries because Bazza already has. And Supermanny out of the pits around about the same time as Guesty. Race on here. 6/10 between them, but Supermanny's tyres are going to be chilly, and it's going to be tricky for grip on this track that is still drying, remember, although he's right there in Guesty's rear. He's 6. Supermanny then half a second. Of course it's not Mrs. Guesty. Why was I saying Mrs. Guesty? They do the FF Cup. Sorry, Mrs. Guesty. I've got myself all mixed up between what's champions. I've just been looking at it thinking, Guesty has raced in this one. It's Mrs. Guesty. I was thinking that's not an Audi and it's not red and gold. I was totally tripping out. I didn't know what day it was, to tell you the truth. All these championships, they bleed into each other in the end. They all look the same. It's a square car with four round things on each corner. Sorry, Mrs. Guesty. I don't know where I got that from. I just lost it. So JOO's coming in. It's just taken me like 48 minutes to realise I'm not watching the FF Cup. Oh, I think I'm losing it. Racer Brown leads this race. JOO's gone in. Homesick Alien's up, but Homesick Alien's going to need to come in himself very soon. And I'm not sure where the advantage lies anymore in this race. I just feel utterly embarrassed that I was saying that it was Mrs. Guesty, and she doesn't even race in this championship. So why would it be Mrs. Guesty? What a fool I've been. She drives an Audi TT, not an Aston Martin. No. I owe you an apology, Mrs. Guesty. I don't know, I got all carried away with myself. I got all excited. So Racer Brown then needs a pit stop. Homesick Alien needs a pit stop. See, Racer Brown's taking those inters right to the limit. And Guesty might be back in the lead of this race pretty soon. Mr. Guesty, that is. because it's not Thursday and it's not the FF Cup. What the hell was I thinking? I just got all excited. I got carried away with myself. Pat got carried as well because he didn't point it out. He said, oh, it's the right number for Guesty. But he could have also said, no, Mrs. Guesty races on Thursday, you flipping nuts. Shed for brains. Racer Brown into the pits. Homesick Alien, I am sure, will be following him in also, as he has a slither of fuel. And we are down to 40 minutes left of racing here. And this topsy-turvy race, who knows, there is going to be more rain. And, oh, God, it's getting dark with 40 minutes to go. So that means we're going to have at least 30 minutes of this race where we won't even be able to see the cars anymore. Which is always fun. Guesty then leads the race again, with Super Manny turning it around up into second place and giving Guesty a lot to think about. JOO as well. Wow, have you seen a tighter top three after 50 minutes of racing? Well, probably, but still, it's a feat. Guesty, Super Manny and JOO all in it to win it. Racer Brown out on the softs, and he's not too far behind. This is so close. To say we've had some rain in, and the Homesick Alien out. He's a little further back, but let's not count him out. Still a lot of fire in that exhaust pipe. Choren, 4.7 seconds behind Homesick Alien. He's been racy tonight. And Ensign Newitt went onto those mediums. He's pulled away from the Jim. Jim's got past the Baz. The Baz had to pit for those mediums. So Jim was one of those, stuck it out on the racing soft during the wet times, the wet period. And you've got to say, these guys, they didn't do too badly. They did not do too badly. They didn't fare too badly after that. The wet really did help Super Manny and JOO, though. They really did turn their races around. They were languishing down. And now second and third. Beautiful stuff. And Super Manny ahead of JOO. And looking for a win. A third win of all things. And we'll go on board with Jay. No, we won't. We'll go on a bonnet, which is terrible. We can calm down now. I think we've hit the pinnacle of excitement in this race now. Let's just all calm down, chill out a little bit. We're just sitting on Jay's car, just looking at the leaders ahead of us as the sun goes down here in Croatia, is it? It's Croatia or Czech Republic. One of the two. Let's have a look. I can't see. He did mention it somewhere. Oh yeah. No, maybe not there. I thought it was in the brief. Yeah, Croatia. There you go, for round 5. So Jay, I thought, was going to be rocking up to the back of Super Manny, who was going to be rocking up to the back of Guesty. It didn't quite happen, so let's have a look around the rest of the field, see what's going on. Racer Brown desperately trying to catch up with them top 3, and a good result here would help his championship in no end. Homesick Alien, championship leader, was on to a good thing until that darned rain came and ruined everything for him. He would have got away with it if it weren't for those pesky rain. But Homesick Alien driving in 5th at the moment, keeping his half an eye on the Russian sensation, who's gaining behind. 32-0 by a 10th or 2. Ensign Newitt onto the medium tyre now, and he's 34 seconds ahead of Jim, who's just about ready for a pit stop. And the Baz recovering from going inters. Guesty 1.5 second lead on Super Manny. 35 minutes left of this race to go. And we've still got a pit stop or two. Remember, there were 23 minutes on a full tank. They managed at the beginning of the race. So we've definitely got more pit stops to come. Jacob Lowe getting a good lap there, 31.5 on Super Manny, 31.6. They're all doing good laps, isn't they? It's gonna be a struggle out there. Guesty at 32.0, only 8 tenths now ahead of Super Manny. Jim's in. We saw his fuel was low though, so Jim is in. That'll put Baz back into the action with J00 1.7 seconds behind Super Manny, but Super Manny really starting to put the pressure, and they look like they're going to lose it any second through that chicane. And yes, Super Manny really starting to put the pressure on to Guesty. Guesty's tyres are just about, well, they're just about halfway torn. Nothing's right, I'm torn. You're already down. Don't know how she learned it. I can't remember the words, I used to know it. Nothing's right, I'm torn. No? What's the words? You don't have to sing it, speak it. Lying naked on the floor. Nothing's right, I'm torn. You're a little late. I'm already torn. Lying naked on the floor. Singing it badly, that's rude. That's why people listen to the stream, you know. Nothing's right, I'm torn. What? Yeah, you're just being annoying for no reason, aren't you? Just saying, oh, don't sing that, you're a terrible singer. I can't get into any of my draws. I've decided to leave it till 9:15 to make cake. That's the middle finger. You're trailing me 1? Oh, 2 now. Okay. So Guesty's leading barely from Super Manny. Took me 48 minutes to realise what race I was doing. I thought I'm on the ball. A Racer Brown 4th. With Homesick Alien in 5th. Not as on the ball as the Alien with that tyre rule. Man alive, that man. He must have... Well, he's alien, isn't he, I suppose? He's probably just got some sort of weird recall of every rule and regulation in the BRC. Does the maths. He does the math. He did the math before he even turned a wheel in this race. The math worked. And Guesty then leads 9 tenths. It's tense. It's just tense and tenser out in front there. And Racer Brown catching, I think, 31.4. 31.5, I mean, he's catching, but very slightly. Oh, you're feeling this is it now for Super Manny. He's lining up his prey. He's got his gazelle in the sights there. And he's just about to pounce into this first corner. He's going for it. No, Guesty a little faster down the straight, which they're exactly the same car, so that doesn't make sense. Unless someone's fuel saving. I doubt it. Changing gears like that, man alive, it screams. Whoa, 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 wiggle it. Everyone's wiggling it. Everybody's wiggling it. Wiggle it just a little bit. I want to see you wiggle it. So Guesty then gets away with it through the chicane with a wiggle. With a wiggle and a wink. And Jay closes right up on the action. Do you know what, Racer Brown? Take it back. It's not been pitch black for 30 odd minutes. You can actually see the cars still. They've got good floodlights at Garden Trail. So Racer Brown in 4th ahead of Homesick Alien. 20 seconds adrift now. Homesick Alien might be doing some mad fuel saving there with a 33.0 against a 32.0 of Racer Brown, who wants to get in on the action. Up at front, he's only 7.6 seconds off. He must be thinking, geez, how close to the top 3? 7.8 seconds off. And he can see that he's 6.7 seconds off of J00, and he's there doing the math thinking, the top 3 is covered by 1.1 seconds. And they're still going. Going strong as we hit the 1 hour mark. Well, we will in 15 seconds. Say it just as we hit it. And here we are for round 5 as we hit the 1 hour mark. Timing. It's all about timing in this game. Well, a cake though, at 9:15. Seriously. This is when people work and then they have free time after work. You had today off. Alright, okay. No. So Guesty's ready for a pit stop, sorry. The two worlds are colliding. Because I'm in the cake spot, okay? I'm in the place where she likes to make cakes. So all the drawers in front of the table are filled with cake goodies. They're not that good. They're just molds and stuff. So when I'm trying, hey, Guesty's gone wide. He thought about cakes and was like, ooh, cakes. JOO, where did Super Manny go? I've missed some here. Super Manny's gone as well. JOO carries on. Guesty's into the pits. Remember for a pit stop. And Super Manny. I missed something. Where Super Manny dropped behind. I was too busy being distracted by people going through drawers in front of me. So Pat saying, what kind of cake is it going to be? What kind of cake is it? Is that a secret? Chocolate. And the theme is someone's bedroom or something. JOO, 7.7 second lead on Super Manny. Don't know when that happened, but it happened. And Racer Brown, Super Manny must have had a tough one. Yeah, 140.2. Oof. And Racer Brown now closing in, and this race is alive. There's Guesty in and then out and ahead of Homesick Alien, who wants to get by, who's still got half a tank. And Guesty, I think, might have to do a splash and dash before the end. Oh, tight stuff there. You do or you don't. And Guesty tried to. I think he's lifted and let Homesick Alien come back at him, which is all good for Sharon, who's sitting right tucked in behind him, isn't he? Oof. No, that's not. Who's that? Who's in the green? That's Jim. Is that Jim in 8th? Yes, Jim in 8th. So, Guesty and Homesick. Oh, there's going to be some tears tonight. And Guesty and Homesick banging doors. And Homesick ahead. And as he's lifted, it's lifted and let. Hey, I would have carried on. I would have argued. I would have argued that. I would have said Verstappen can do it. Sharon then in 6th. He's 2.5 seconds behind the quarrelling Guesty and Homesick Alien. Meanwhile, JOO stretching his legs out in the lead there by 8 seconds. Super Manny only 2 seconds ahead of 3rd place Racer Brown. Guesty's made a pit stop, but he may have pitted a little too early to get to the end of the race. Homesick Alien still half a tank of fuel, so he's going to drag that one all the way and just have a splash dash. Then we've got, that was Jim, sorry. Jim tracking them too. Jim's 41 seconds ahead of the Baz. The Baz's race really fell apart in the wet section. He did the right thing, just wrong time, I think. And Ensign Newitt kept his head down, cracked on. He's coming into the pits though, but I think he's way too far ahead of Jim for Jim to gain out of that. And Sharon is gaining on the Alien, who's only a second behind Guesty, who has just pitted, but it's going to be too soon. JOO, he's going to need a pit, and that's too soon as well. I'm going to stick my neck out, say it's going to be very tight for Jay to get to the end. Super Manny's all right with fuel. Racer Brown's good with fuel. Homesick Alien, I think, is good with... I mean, they're going to have to pit. They're not going all the way, but I'm just saying they can go quite deep. If you're pitting now, it's tight. It's tight to get to the end. Like we saw, the best they managed in stint 1 was 23 minutes. about 7 laps. Supermanny's tyres, though, killed. Death of a tyre by Supermanny, and Racer Brown is making big gains. JOO back out on track, and there's Guesty just 2 seconds behind. This race is unbelievable. Who knows? It says, I think it says El Plan on the back of JOO's car, and he has come up with El Plano on how to win this race. But can he? Can he? Because of the fuel situation. It's tough to call. It's tough to call. Superman's tyres are dying, but he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel on board. He's pulled away from the Brown, I think. 32.9. And the Brown now... Oh, no, that's a lapped car behind Racer Brown. I couldn't tell you which one, though. It's not Jim, because he's behind the Alien. It could be the Baz, possibly, or it could be Ensign. Where's Ensign? 7. Maybe Ensign. Yeah, it looks like Ensign is behind the Brown. So a run through. Supermanny, his front right tyre is dead, and he's got just under a quarter of a tank of fuel left to get him all the way to the end. Mr. Brown, his tyres is on the way, but he's got half a tank of fuel, which will get him a good way towards the end, but he will need to make a splash and dash, as will Supermanny. Jay's just stopped and taken on a heavy amount of fuel, but can he get it to go all the way to the end? I'm thinking not. Then Guesty pitted a lap or two ago, and I am going to say definitely cannot get that fuel to the end of this race. Homesick Alien still carrying a bit of fuel, so he'll be doing a splash dash. Sharen's in, and that's tight. That's tight. I think Sharen just about make a full tank go to the end. So Sharen might be in the safe zone. Sharen may be the only one, although he's 30 seconds behind the Alien and he's 54 seconds behind the leader. Ensenua a minute behind Sharen, and he's going to try and get that tank to go to the end. Jim will make another stop before the end, but Bazza is in at the moment. And wow, what a tough course. So Supermanny's front tyre is totally gone. It is dead, sir. It is pushing up daisies. Monty Python. The Dead Parrot sketch. So a Racer Brown chasing down Supermanny. Oh, and Supermanny, no grip on that right-hand tyre. Just hanging it around the outside of these corners. And he wants that fuel to take him as close to the end of the race, I suppose, so he can have fresh tyres to race back. So he probably knows Racer Brown is going to gain whilst he's pitting. Well, fuel is... I don't know. I may be talking rubbish, but I guess he's already over a quarter used with 21 minutes still to go. JOO is coming up to a quarter used with 21 minutes to go. So yeah, Supermanny and Racer Brown trying to get those fuel to go as far as possible, as is Homesick Alien. His tyres in a bit of a better shape than Supermanny's, but maybe not as good as Racer Brown's. And Guesty just racing JOO now, 0.8 seconds behind the battle for third and fourth. But I think they may have to do a splash and dash. El Plan. Guesty, El Plan. Homesick Alien in fifth. He's going to be making a pit stop before the end of this race. I'm pretty sure everyone is. Maybe Sharen not. Sharen's the man to watch. Ensenua in seventh. I don't think he's got any fears from Jim or Bazza behind him. And Guesty on Jay's case all the way. 20 minutes left of this 90-minute race. We've done 43 laps of Dragon's Trail Gardens. The good one. The good Dragon's Trail. Everyone goes on about Seaside. I think this one is cracking. I love the long sweeping corners. It's beautiful. Then a little technical bit here, left, right, up through the hill of a chicane. That's one to catch you out. Stretch the legs a little down this straight, just flooring it. Beautiful stuff. Listen to your Aston Martin Vantage engine roar. Heavy brake at 100. Whoa, whip it around the hairpin. Lush stuff. Straighten her up. Then we've got this lovely wiggly bit. It's lovely, look. Oh, just play with that accelerator. And down the hill, accelerate, lift, accelerate, lift, squirty, squirty, squirty. And then around the 3 apex corner. And at the second, there was a bit I thought I saw a cloud of dust on the outside of the track, but nothing's changed. And Guesty then 4 tenths behind J00. Supermanny is in. Supermanny is in. That'll be his final stop of the day. Where will he come out? Nobody knows. Racer Brown continues on. And we've got 19 minutes left of this race. And Supermanny falling behind J00 and Guesty, but we're not sure these guys are going to make it to the end on the fuel that they're with. Homesick Alien going in as well. He's trying. He's got a little bit more fuel. I thought Superman he's put intermediates on. What the bejeebers? So Superman put inters on. I think that's a joke, isn't it? That's a bit of a joke for the end of the race. 18 minutes is a long drawn out joke. That is Superman. If it's funny, it's going to be painful. So Racer Brown continues on, quarter of a tank of fuel. J00 ahead of Guesty. Guesty looked like he had this race won, like, ages ago. It would look like it was a foregone conclusion. And then we had the rain. And Superman going back out there on a set of intermediates. Maybe he liked them. Maybe he liked the feel of them. Homesick's gone out on a set of softs. Only 19 seconds behind Superman. And in the drive, we saw they were doing like a lot faster than intermediates. So Homesick Alien will catch up Superman pretty swiftly if there is no more rain. And it looks okay out there. It looks crystal clear. Shiren on those softs, very close to the Alien. We know we think Shiren should be able to get that fuel to the end, but we're not sure. Racer Brown, tyres dead. He's continuing on. Still no rain. J00 and Guesty put a lap on. I don't know. It's too dark to see. Guesty getting ever closer to Jay. 3 tenths in it now as Jay slams on the brakes. Half a tank of fuel ain't gonna cut it, son. And same for you, Guesty. Superman then on those inters. I don't know what he's thinking. He's lost 4 seconds to the Alien already. Is there a deluge coming? It did happen last time. You have to take trust in Superman's judgment, but I'm not sure, Homesick Alien, 5th. He was 19 seconds behind Superman, and he's just absolutely making huge gains. And Superman playing the risk game, and it may have been too risky. Ensign, but I suppose if you've got to pit, you've got to pit. He needed the fuel, and he didn't want to come in again, and maybe he feels quite confident those intermediates will be needed. But my word, what a game of risk he's playing out there. Racer Brown then still got fuel on board, as well Jay and Guesty. Oh, Guesty's hazards have gone on. Wonder why. Wonder if there was coming together between Jay and they both seem to have their hazards on, strangely. I'm sure not. 12 seconds now. Homesick. Oh, Guesty's gone ahead. What is happening? So Guesty, I saw them with their hazards on. Something really weird. That's Guesty behind. Into the final corner. Oh, and Jay just went a little wide there, I think. Wide boy. And Guesty got the move done up the inside, and that is Guesty up into second, or is it? Maybe I cut to the replay too soon. Oh, don't. Heart sunk there. No, Guesty's got it. Half a second ahead of Jay. Jay's fuel saving, I bet. I bet he's starting to fuel save, thinking he can get that half tank all the way to 15 minutes, which I don't think he can. But we'll see. Racer Brown chugging along, 11-second lead, but he's got a pit. It's questionable. We think Guesty and Jay have got a pit, but we're not sure. Superman has gone to intermediate tyres in the dry for some odd reason. And Homesick Alien, who was 19 seconds behind him, is now only 10 seconds behind him. Homesick Alien doing a 34s, where Jay is only doing 39s and 38s. Oh, it's painful. I can barely watch. Shiren, that set of headlights is with the Alien, only 4 tenths behind Homesick Alien. So Shiren's gone great guns. And there's still maybe more here when the front... Oh, Homesick's gone very wide. No grip. No grip, possibly, in the cold track. And that's put Shiren up and into 5th place. A rare mistake from the Alien there. Then we have Ensenua in 7th place. He's 34 seconds ahead of Jim. Jay's come in. Jay's come in. Jay did need to pit. Guesty is... Where's Guesty? Guesty's continued on. Sorry. Guesty's continued on. I couldn't see on the track where he was. Racer Brown's still continuing. Jay's gone for a little splash and dash, knowing that ain't going to get him all the way. Superman, he went to a set of intermediates. We still haven't worked out why. The rain never come. And Jay's gone to a set of intermediates, implying that rain is imminent. Shiren's gone ahead of Homesick Alien. I'm looking down at the radar. There is no sign of rain. It's a dry track. And as I said in that first stint, you know, a wise driver once said, drive to what's on the track, not to what's on the radar. So Jim's coming in. Racer Brown leads, but he's going to be needing to come in pretty soon, as will Guesty. Jay's gone to a set of intermediates. He's 7 seconds ahead of Supermanny. Shiren's gone ahead of Homesick Alien, who's struggling with the grip on the colder track. Jesus, what can you say? It was the last 15 minutes, I suppose, but I hate the night time. So Racer Brown into the pits. Will Guesty follow him in? He's 16 seconds shy of him. JWL out onto Inters. I wouldn't know if it was raining anywhere. Oh, it is raining. It is raining. The rain has just started happening. Racer Brown's only just into the pits. And he's got the radar. Guesty's coming as well. They're all going to go Inters. They're going to go Inters. Jay, even on the Inters, is struggling with grip. And Supermanny moving on. Shiren on those dries. Oh my lord, what an ending to a race. Shiren, Homesick Alien, 1 point something seconds behind. Ensenua's not messing around. He's gone in for Inters. He was there at the pits. He thought, what the hell? Wets for Racer Brown. Wets. JWO, 10 seconds behind Racer Brown. He had that small off. And, oh, the Inters may have cost him. Guesty's got himself ahead of Supermanny. Guesty on the Inters as well. He pitted, didn't he? He did. He came out ahead of Supermanny. It's cost him too much. The Inters have cost him. Homesick Alien on those softs. He's 5.2 seconds. Shiren's gone in to put wets on. What a flurry at the end here. We've got 12 minutes. Homesick Alien's lost the grip. I can't see where on the track he is. But, yeah, it's no good in the wet. And he's lost the back end again. It's too wet. It's too wet for him to get away with it this time. So Racer Brown in and out before anyone come along onto the wet tyre. And it looks like Racer Brown is going to claim this race. JWO fighting off Guesty. Guesty's on the Inters. JWO's on the Inters. But it looks like it's too wet for Inters out there slightly. Supermanny early on the Inters, hasn't paid well for him. Shiren come in and got the wets on. Homesick Alien having to fight his way around, and Ensenua luckily a minute and so behind Homesick, but Homesick struggling with the barriers, where Racer Brown reigns supreme in the rain here at Dragon's Trail in Croatia. JWO, Guesty, 4 seconds now. Supermanny just hasn't got the grip. He's got 19 seconds on Shiren. We've still got 10 minutes on the clock, 11 minutes really. Homesick Alien still off the road. Oh, poor Homesick. That has not gone well. That has, look, he can't even get the accelerator down on the bad boy. Get that traction on, lad. He has, and it's still not helping. Oh, poor Homesick. That is of nightmare proportions. So Racer Brown, 11.4 seconds. ahead of JOO, and you can't see that changing much. And Guesty, he went on to the Inters, but I tell you what, the Inters aren't even going to be enough. I think the rest of the field are going to have to come in and put wets on. There's 10 minutes of this, guys, and it's getting wetter. Homesick Alien looks like he's parked it. Ensign Ewer, he's not still quite there with Homesick yet, but he's gained 30 seconds on the Alien. No, he hasn't. He's back up to 20. Oh, sorry, no, I was looking at the wrong bit. He has gained 30 seconds now on the Alien. Oh, Ensign going off wide, though. This must be a struggle for him. In the dark, on wet track, you can't really see anything. So this has been a complete nightmare for him. Come the end of the race, look, it's undrivable on the Inters even. It's too wet for the Inters. So race around on those wet tyres, happy days, 10 seconds ahead of Jay. Jay's managing to keep it together on the track with the intermediates. Guesty on the Inters as well. But it's still a knife's edge for the intermediate runners, especially if it gets any wetter. And there's Super Manny, not far behind either. He's still in the shout of this. I can't see if the rain stopped or not. And Homesick still going slow as the field go by. Ensign Ewer is up ahead of Homesick, who's just trying to make it back to the pit lane. Oh, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. Inters for Jim, and Jim might get Homesick Alien's position. Inters for Bazza as well. I think Homesick is the only dry runner out there. And there's the pits, and he'll be glad to see his team and say, get some Inters on me. I might be able to fight one of them at the back, Bazza. Racer Brown, meanwhile, wets 8 seconds. JOO is catching. He is catching, even though it's a bit of a wetter track, but maybe not wet enough for the wets. Interesting stuff. 8 seconds. We've got 8 minutes left of this race. Guesty's there, 2 seconds behind JOO. Super Manny, 4.3 seconds behind Guesty. Sharon in 5th. He's on the wet tyres as well, but he's got a minute and a half on Ensign Ewer. Jimbo is up and ahead of the Alien, who's getting himself a set of... no. There's nothing happening on that car at all. The man has just parked it. Bazza then drives around. He's 2 minutes off. He's got to unlap himself once or twice, I think, from the Alien. Race around 7.5 seconds. Now is the track going away from the wet tyre? No, he's going on the curbs now, look. But there's still a long way to go. If that tyre is totally not the right tyre for the track, then the intermediates are going to gain. They're going to gain big time. So a race around. What an exciting race. How many flurries of rain have we had? 3? During the race, it's been great. Started wet, got wet a little bit, and then just near the end got wet again. So a race around 7.3 seconds, and I imagine he's driving around trying to find wet patches, it looks like, going all over the curbs just for the wetness. And Jay, he's going to be trying to drive very carefully all the way now to get to the prize of the win. Sorry, that's me. My phone died. I didn't want to miss any chats from you guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, because YouTube like it, really. And you don't want to miss out, do you? You don't want to miss this action. Oh, we've gone through the night. It's starting to brighten up again. So a race around 6.5 seconds in a drizzly Croatia ahead of JOO. JOO is starting to come back, and the track is back to the intermediate runners. And an L plan is just to win it, JOO. 6.2 seconds behind Racer Brown. Just under 6 minutes left of racing. Guesty's coming along for the party. And Super Manny, 5 seconds adrift of those guys. Oh, man, he just went onto the Inters a little earlier, but I think that was his pit stop. And he just thought, what the hell? Sharon in 5th, 17.6 seconds. That Sharon's done it well, hasn't he? Ensign Ewart struggling now. He looked like he was struggling, but he's got 30 odd seconds on Jim. Baz there and Homescalian parked it. Had enough of the wet. And Racer Brown 5.7 seconds now. He's on the wet tyre on a drying track. He's got JOO chasing him down, and JOO can't slow down because he's got Guesty a second behind him. Both of those two are on intermediate tyres, which soon the intermediates is going to be the wrong tyre. But Racer Brown, you are definitely at this point on the wrong tyres. Shren also on the wet tyre, but it really doesn't matter because Ensign Ewart's too far behind him to make any kind of impact. Jim 30 seconds behind Ensign on the inters, with Bazza getting 8th in the end. Surprising, he thought he was done and dusted. He didn't know he'd finish ahead of the Alien. And Racer Brown 4.7 seconds. JOO and Guesty are most certainly bringing the noise to Racer Brown's door. They're going to be banging his back door anytime soon, as Racer Brown trying to find anything wet on the track and hanging his wheels right over the edge of the curb, which is very dangerous. And now Racer Brown coming around. Can he even get a podium? Superman, he's 7 seconds behind Guesty now, and he's all right. He hasn't got anyone behind him. Guesty only 6/10 behind JOO, and they're only 4 seconds behind Racer Brown. We've got nearly 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes on the clock. I don't know if they're going to get 3 laps in. Racer Brown hanging that Aston Martin out to the very edge of the track, trying to pick up anything wet, whilst Jay and what's his name, Guesty, absolutely are pulverising the track, trying to gain the leader on lap 54. 3 minutes left, just over 3 minutes left of what we can say has been one of the most interesting races this season. And I thought round 3 was never going to be beaten, but wowzers. A little shot of energy drink. I need it after this one. Bang tidy race, hasn't it? As you see, JOO, and there you can see Mr. Brown in the background, but he's getting bigger and bigger every corner, and they are catching. So Racer Brown 1.7 seconds. Track is on the verge of soft tyres again. Racer Brown trying to cling on as he comes around, and it still looks like there might be 2 laps left in this one. It's a 1:40, and he's crossing the line with 2 minutes to go. So yeah, there's 2 more laps to go. With JOO, 1.5 seconds. Guesty's lost a bit of time to JOO, but maybe he's just waiting. Superman, he goes across the line. 7.5 seconds adrift of those. Shren 20 seconds adrift of Superman, but also he's on the wet tyre, so I can't see he's going to be able to make an impact. Ensign Ewart up into 6th, 35 seconds ahead of Jim, whom is a minute ahead of the Baz Nater. No one's decided to go back onto the fast tyre yet, but you'd think someone like Shren, it might be worth it. Well, no, it's not worth it, is it? There's only a lap to go. They wouldn't even get an out lap, so hush my mouth. And is Racer Brown going to hang on? But I think he's got to do another lap after this one, so it's going to be a struggle as JOO and Guesty draw ever closer. And obviously JOO cannot mess about. He needs to get by Racer Brown as quickly as he possibly can. And Guesty is ever prominent in the background as they go both wide. And oh, what's happened? Racer Brown, he had an off. He had an off, I believe. Racer Brown, something happened there. What happened? Racer Brown, oh, there you go. You met the barrier. There you go. Oof. just off camera to us as we were looking at the other two as well, wasn't he? So, Racer Brown then, the wet tyres giving up on him in the end. 4 seconds, he's got to try and survive on this final lap. As he's got Supermanny coming strong at the end. And I think Shiren will be our first finisher of the evening, giving it some sideways action. He's a minute or so ahead of Ensign, so it's good. It's all good for him. And car 69 wiggling down the straight in the wet. Getting 5th place. Baz has already finished in 8th, sorry. And there goes Shiren towards the line. Get across that line. I'm trying to watch a race. So Jay and Guesty, unbelievable stuff. And Jim's crossed the line in 7th as Guesty tries to go for a win move up the inside of Jay, but Jay still got the lead. Unbelievable stuff here. Racer Brown's 4 seconds ahead of Supermanny still, so safe. JOO trying all he can, and Guesty giving him a push along in the corner saying, you've got to hurry up, mate, or I'm going to get by. And JOO at the moment holding on to that lead, but Guesty's got a bit better tyre grip as well. And Jay then trying all he can to make his Aston Martin as wide as possible. Guesty, this is the last chance up the inside. He can't do it. He's got to get the toe, but Guesty's gone wide. Guesty's gone wide. And it's JOO for his 2nd win of the season. Grabs the win. Unbelievable race today. Guesty gets 2nd. And Racer Brown, take a boo, my son. For 3rd. Supermanny in 4th. Shiren already in 5th. Ensign Ewart gets 6th place, with Jim coming home in 7th, Bazza in 8th, and Homesick Alien parking it out of disgust for the weather of Croatia. But it's JOO puts himself right in that championship hunt with Guesty also. Fantastic racing by all involved. And our finishing positions were JOO in the win.
Crying face, loudly crying face, loudly crying face, loudly crying.
That was the L plan, was it? Hey, there you go. And look at that rear. Beautiful. That's a beautiful behind. Well done. Great win. Woof, let's have a look at those results. Man alive, do we need hosing down after that race? That was steamy. So Jay, did he get pole? He did, didn't he? We had both South Africa, no super, I can't remember who was on pole, but the 2 South Africans were on the front row, I'm sure. I think it might have been Jay on pole. So JOO converts the pole into a win. But I tell you what, we went around the shops and up to the chip shop, and then went down to see our Nan before we actually got the win. But man alive, what a race. Guesty came home in 2nd after an early lead that looked like it was only ever going to go one way. And then the rain happened. Racer Brown came out and filled out that podium position with a sneaky pit stop in the middle there that really put him into the fight. Supermanny, always early on to those intermediates. Think it may have cost him a podium, though, in that final run. But he needed the fuel. What could he do? He had to go in. But, I don't know. It's a shame. Timing wasn't best for Supermanny there. He had to do a couple of laps on the intermediates, which I think cost him dearly. Shiren in 5th. What an adventure Shiren had. And got himself 5th place in the end, with Ensign Ewart coming home in 6th. Jim in 7th. Bazza in 8th. And Homesick Alien 9th, with Jokus DNFing. And in the chat, Racer Brown saying, no, that was hard.
Well done, all great race, and thank you, thingy, much appreciated.
No, that was hard on the wets, Racer Brown said. And Racer Brown saying, well done all, great race, thank you, thingy, much appreciated. That's all right. For the first 40 minutes, I couldn't work out. I'd got FF Cup and GT3 Wes mixed up. And Jay says, as a...
Okay, medium skin tone fire.
Jay saying, as I drink a glass of Jack Daniels, because that race was chaos. It was great. It was great. That was fantastic. Well done to Jay, Guesty, and Racer Brown. And I tell you what, round 6 at Brands Hatch is going to be absolutely cracking, I tell you. It's set up for a great finale here, and I believe we might see Homesick, Guesty, Racer Brown, Super Manny, and JOO all vying for this championship in that final round, and that's just a guess, but that's what I've got a feeling, a hunch. Oh, wow. What can I say? I feel like the party shouldn't end there. It seemed too good. It seemed too good. It seems like the party needs to keep going.
Thanks, great combs as always.
And Mama Homesick saying, thanks, the great comms as always. I know, shame about your boy. He was clever. He was smart. He was boxing clever in this race. But the rain just caught him out a little bit.
Only race you can pick any tyres to start, if that's what you were getting mixed up with.
Racer Brown saying, qualifying on hards, only race you can pick any tyres to start. If that's, yeah, I think we had the same problem in the first round. I always thought you had to start, because I think the old GTSport rules where you started on the same races as you qualified. But yeah, I think I soon realised that you can start from round 1. We had that whole discussion, and I'd forgotten again. No, I was thinking it was Mrs. Guesty racing. And then it weren't until 40 odd minutes into the well, Mrs. Guesty already fessed up that she wasn't racing in the chat, but then it dawned on me 42 minutes into the race that it wasn't an Audi TT that was going around, so of course it wasn't Mrs. Guesty. So yeah, I don't know, just had a spaz moment. Pat saying, for the party to keep going, a cake would be nice.
Got caught out with the tires, though.
If she'd made it earlier today, then we could have enjoyed it, but she decides to leave it till middle at night to make it, so no cake yet. And Jay saying, got caught out with the tyres, though. I wouldn't have started on hards. And Ensign Hewitt saying, fun race, cheers all. Yeah, Ensign, did you see? You saw Bazza and you saw Jim. Yeah, Ensign was having the battle. You saw Homesick Alien when you drove past him at the end there. I bet that was a surprise. Anyway, I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Pat McGroin. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Thursday night, we'll see Mrs. Guesty in action, I promise, on the FF Cup, the F Cup. Yes, the FF Cup is Thursday night, not Tuesday nights, which is tonight, which was the GT3 Wes, the World Endurance Series. Thank you very much for joining us. I will know where I'm doing. No, I don't know when I'm coming and going, to tell you the truth. But today I definitely didn't know if I was coming or going. I'm going, all right? That's it. It's enough. I don't know why I'm hanging this one out. It's usually Skyjacker I try and hang it out for, just to annoy him. I was Pat McGroin. This was the Virtual Racers Club. That was round 5 of the GT3 World Endurance Series. Join us next week at Brands Hatch. Thursday, we've got a race. It's probably Nürburgring, knowing Skyjacker, for the FF Cup. I actually don't know what track it is because my phone died and I'm using the iPad for YouTube. Hang on, I'm trying not to be lazy. Look, professional FF Cup, FF Cup info. So Thursday night, I tell thee, we are at Trial Mountain. There you go. It's not Nürburgring. I apologise. That's all for now. I think there might be something Friday. I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't looked. I didn't even look at the sign-up. Who said that? Pat, probably. I haven't even looked at the sign-up for that one. I don't know if I'm doing it. I'm lazy. I'm picking and choosing nowadays. Yeah, Pat said Friday as well, Road Atlanta. Yeah, but it's just a one-off race, so I don't know if it needs to be streamed. I'm really into No Man's Sky in VR, to tell you the truth. I'm going to be trying to get another 20 minutes in on VR before the end. Right then, thank you very much for joining us. I was Pat McGroin. We had a great time. Blessed thou are the meek that inherit the earth, and the raisin people, the raisin picking guys will inherit everything. I don't know. I went into that thinking something different, but it didn't. It sounded worse, but it wasn't meant to be. I'm out. Peace and love. Peace and love. I'm so tired.